Happy Sunday and welcome to the next episode of our free Sunday segment training by Solutions for Sellers. My name is Janet Park, CEO and founder of Solutions for Sellers. And today we're going to be talking all about the top reels to explode your reach. This training is going to help you whether you are trying to explode your reach on TikTok or on Instagram. Short form video is important. And today we're going to be talking all about all the things. Okay. So I hope you guys are excited. Make sure to comment below, hashtag live in the comment section if you are watching live. Also wanted to make a couple little announcements before we dive into it. First of all, if you are new, welcome. We're so excited to have you here. We haven't done consistent Sunday segment trainings in a while, but we are getting right back to it. So you can join us here every single Sunday between 7 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. Really just depends on the week. And we're going to be diving into a relative topic in the direct sales industry. And it's really all here to help you as a social seller level up your personal branding and, of course, explode your business. That is our jam here. We love helping social sellers really just level up the skill sets as the social media landscape continues to change. So that's what we love to do here. So if that sounds like something that you need for your business, make sure to leave some comments in the comment section. Let us know if you're brand new or if you're tuning in for the very first time. Of course, we'd love to hear from you. So let's go ahead and dive in here, guys. We're going to dive into these three main types of reels that are really going to help you explode your results. And let me just quick landscape here. Just want to know where you guys are coming from. So drop me a comment. Are you a Reels poster? Okay. That means like, are you posting Reels currently for your business? Maybe you've dabbled in it in the past. Comment below like where you're at with that. Or are you like brand new to Reels? Maybe you've done a couple in the past. However, you're just kind of like, don't really know what to do, what to post, how to make them. What's the proper way to create Reels? What are the right Reels to be posting? So just let me know where your head is at. This training is going to be whether you are brand new to direct sales or brand new to creating short form videos, or if you've been a veteran and you've been posting for a while, but maybe your traction is just not gaining momentum. Maybe you're not getting a ton of views. Maybe it's the same people commenting and liking. Maybe your followers have just like been stagnant. Guys, this is going to be for you, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Quick little story before I dive into this. So ever since I started my Instagram account, okay, even before I started my business, I didn't really know what to post, right? And maybe that sounds like you. I didn't know what to post. I didn't know how often I should be posting. Back in the day, there really wasn't a lot of like help in terms of that, but we would just post just to post, right? We would just post to keep up with family, post because everybody else was on Instagram. So I guess I need to be on Instagram. But then when you start posting for your business or when you start like diving into a business, like our mindset like tends to shift, right? It tends to shift to, okay, now I have to take my social media seriously, right? I got to figure out what I'm supposed to be posting versus what I shouldn't be posting. And I got to overanalyze it. I got to really think about things before I actually post it. Okay. So quick little mini story here. I was stuck at like 1,600 followers for probably 3.5 years until this past October of 2024. Okay. So I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, and I'm going to break it down into these three really essential types of reels that you should be focusing in on if you want to get out of maybe the slump that you're in, or if you really want to take short form video seriously going into or finishing off 2025 and going into 2026. Okay. So I was stuck at 1,600 followers. I was posting every single day, guys. Okay. And even before, like I said, before I started my business, before I was in direct sales, before I started my brand, I was posting pretty consistently, but I kept it about family. I kept it about, you know, my kids. I kept it about like what we were doing, right? I kept it very, very simple, and I never really thought about it. I didn't really think too hard on it. until, of course, I started my business and I started realizing I need to take this more seriously. Everybody's really diving into video. Obviously, Instagram is a great opportunity. So, so is TikTok, right? And so what ended up happening was I started following people that were doing really well. And I started modeling behavior. You know what I mean by modeling behavior? When you follow somebody and you're like, oh, I'm going to follow this person and I'm just going to do exactly what they're doing, but just make my own version, right? Because of course you don't want to copy people, right? But I'm going to be inspired by their ideas and I'm going to make it fit my niche, make it fit my business. Oh yeah, I got to think of a niche, right? Comment below if you've ever heard that before. I got to think of a niche and then I got to post within my niche and then I can only post about those things, right? So that was my brain. That was my brain, mind you, for 3 freaking years, okay? And let me just tell you how deep I got into this. And if you guys were following me on Instagram during that time, you probably saw it. I got so deep into it. I saved tons of reels. I spent hours trying to figure out, why is this reel viral? How do I go viral? How do I get all this reach? What types of things should I be posting? How many hooks can I put on my video? Because they say now you need 3 hooks. How I got to make sure my videos are no more than 7 seconds because that's the rule. I got to make sure at the beginning of my video, I make a hook. I got to make sure that I'm using trending audio. Oh yeah. And now I need to make reel covers. You guys know what I mean by reel covers? Like when you post or when you see someone's grid on their Instagram and like you can see that there's like a cover on it with like a title or something. I got to make sure I focus on that. Anyway, as you can probably hear, and maybe some of you have experienced this before, it's a lot of stuff to keep up with, right? And so I'm like going crazy trying to just like figure this stuff out. And then I realized after tons and tons and tons of consistency and tons of research and all the things, you guys, I got burnt out. Comment below if you know what it feels like to be burnt out. Like you're just trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and then nothing's happening. Your follower count like goes up a little bit and then goes down and then goes up a little bit and then goes down. And then you're just like, screw it. Like my views are not getting any higher than 200 views. Like this is just not the jam anymore. I literally saw there was no point in me continuing to do the thing. And if you guys saw my last Sunday segment, even though I don't think it was on a Sunday now that I think of it, but my last live that I did here, I told you the story of what happened in my business and why I haven't been doing consistent Sunday segments in here. I got myself burnt out a little bit and I was going through some things and I'm still currently going through some mental things. And so through that, I found Christ and all of that. And so we've been making a really big, massive shift in the way that we run our business and like perspective and then, harnessing feminine energy and just rest and all of that stuff. Anyway, aside from all of that, I come to you today to tell you that things changed when I changed my perspective. Okay. I no longer showed up on Instagram to try to fit in a box, in that very narrow box that everyone is trying to fit into, right? 3 hooks on a reel and making sure it's no more than 7 seconds and making sure the reel cover is there and making sure I'm only talking about the one thing, only the one thing. I got out of that box and I decided, guys, to have fun. Okay? Comment below with the word fun. I want you to really hear what I'm saying here. I'm going to give you these 3 types of reels, right? These 3, I don't want to say, well, I guess they are types of reels. Yeah. And I'm going to have some like examples of what they are. Hear that, but also hear me when I say fun will change everything for your business. If you're not having fun in your business, you're doing it wrong. Okay? If you take everything you do in your business so seriously, including learning reels, learning any skill set that you see is very important for business, right? You're going to burn yourself out. I did it very recently. I burned myself out. Okay. So let's talk about this. All right. Fun is very, very important. And if you're not having fun in your reels, you're going to see it, okay? And you're going to feel it. What happens when we don't feel good in our business? Does anybody know in the comment section? You don't feel like doing your best. Your passion doesn't come out in your work. Your excitement doesn't come out in your work. Instead, it feels like a job. It feels like something you have to do. It feels icky, right? It feels uncomfortable. So then what do you think the people that are watching your reels are feeling? Probably the same thing. And I promise you, I didn't know this for a long time. So hear me. They can feel it too. Okay? They can feel it too. Okay? So let's dive into these three really fast. So number one, I want you to write these things down. Okay? Number one, the first type of reel that's very, very important is personal insight reels. Okay? Personal insight reels. Okay? So write that down. Personal insight reels. Now remember, I talked about having fun. I talked about getting passionate, enjoying what you do. You have to enjoy what you do. Okay? Those things are the number one thing that will make your reels increase your reach. Because when I started doing this, you guys, I started having more fun and just being more relaxed and kind of being more loose with my content while also still talking about what I do, but in fun, different ways. My reels exploded. Okay. And some of you guys are following me on Instagram right now. I reached 12 million accounts, 12 million accounts. And it fluctuates. Sometimes it's down to 1 million. Sometimes it's down to 5 million. Sometimes it's up to 12 million, right? Sometimes it's in the hundreds of thousands. It does this thing where it fluctuates. But the point is, my reels are now performing very well. I'm getting shares. I'm getting comments. I'm getting new followers. I'm getting people inboxing me. I'm getting people participating in my polls. Some days are higher than others, and that's normal, especially since a lot of us are still in that experimental mode, right? But what's consistent is I'm having fun. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I'm having a good time. And it's showing in my content. People feel that energy, guys. They feel that energy. Your content does not need to be serious. Serious content, people don't want to be on Instagram to be told what to do constantly. People want to be on Instagram to be entertained. They want to be on social media to be entertained, but also learn something. How many of you went to school? All of you, right? Everybody went to public school. How many of you remember being the kid in class? This is me. Maybe this isn't everybody. I was the kid in class that if the teacher was teaching something and it was a monotone thing and she was just teaching me the thing, I would be the one that like goes to sleep. Okay. I was not a great student, which is why I'm an entrepreneur. Okay. Never. Yeah. But I remember listening to the teacher and I remember just like not hearing anything that she said. Okay. Nothing that she said because it wasn't entertaining. It didn't interest me. It was very dull. It was just like, bah, 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 bah. Okay. That is what people feel like when they watch your reels and you're just just giving value. Cut it out. We can't be posting like that. Yes, you can still deliver value, but you have to think about how do I do it in a way that makes it fun for the other person? How do I do it in the way that attracts people, right? How do I get people to get to know me? Okay. This is why number one is personal insight reels. Okay. So I'm going to give you three kind of general ideas in terms of what personal insight reels means. So number one, this is me-centric instead of we-centric. Okay, me-centric instead of we-centric. So instead of posting a ChatGPT value reel, why magnesium is important for your body, we're going to talk about how magnesium completely changed the way you sleep and how your skin is more radiant and how now you don't have bags under your eyes anymore because you've been consistent on your magnesium regimen and why you recommend this particular magnesium brand. Do you see the difference? So I can just give you the stats and the information that is out there on the internet that ChatGPT will just blurt out to you, right? And give you all the stats. This is why magnesium is important. This is why you should be doing this. This is why you should be doing that. If you're tired, this is probably why you're feeling this way. That's great information, but it's not going to work anymore. That is we-centric. Me-centric means I'm going to be talking in first person. I'm going to be talking about my experiences. I'm going to be talking about how magnesium changed my life, how in 3 weeks, I don't have bags under my eyes anymore, and how I sleep so much better and more soundly. And I used to struggle with sleep because of stress and high cortisol levels and all these things. And my husband, and my kids, and work was so stressful. But since I've been incorporating magnesium, now I sleep more soundly and I'm not waking up 4 times a night. Do you see the difference? Which one would you be more attracted to? The me-centric one, right? You know why? Because we are attracted to personal experiences and we connect through people through relatability. So that is why that reel, if I were to make a reel like that, that's why that one would perform way better than some generic ChatGPT driven type of reel. Okay. So that leads me to the second point on personal insight reels. Personal experiences over stats. Listen, people love the analytics. They do. There's a market for that. People want to know that you're an expert and they want to know that you know what you're talking about, right? And they want to know, sure, stats are important in some regard, but it can't be the most important thing in your content. You have to try to focus on your personal experiences. That's what people focus on. That's what they want. If they wanted statistics and they wanted to know the ins and outs of statistics, they can just go and Google it. Is it easier when you deliver it to them on a silver platter? Sure, but it doesn't need to take over your entire feed. It doesn't need to take over your entire caption. You don't need to be copying and pasting things from Google and ChatGPT in order to make a point and make yourself credible. Personal experiences are also credible, okay? People want to know why they should care, and it's not because of a stat that some college did. They want to know how you got your results. They want to know how you are going through these experiences, where you were before and where you are now. And if you're not in a dramatic transformation in your business, then they want to know what your in between looks like. Okay. So if you're in between and you're on the way and you're in a journey, you need to share that. Okay. So that's personal insight. Me-centric instead of we-centric, personal experiences over just stats. And then the last one is proof of concept, word of mouth. Here's how Betty, da 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 da. Here's how Jessica, blah, 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 blah. Right? Samantha came to me because she needed XYZ. And here's what she ended up finding out. Okay. Do you guys understand that personal insight content? It's personal, right? These are personal experiences that you're using to kind of relay the information. And it's value on a different level. It's not just generic value that you can just Google. It's the value that only you can provide. And that's what makes it personal, right? So you got to get personal with people. So that's number one. Number two, okay, the two type of very, very important reel that's going to explode your reach, guys. Number one, if you really focus on personal insight reels, you'll see a dramatic difference. Now, there's some things that are going to be missing here that you're going to really need before I go into number two, right? We got to structure our reels properly, okay? We got to structure our content properly. We got to be able to make sure that we're optimizing it very well. So some of these rules in terms of hooks and your video and the length of that, some of that is semi-important, okay? But if you want your reach to increase and your views to increase and your like watch time, because your watch time is really important, and you want people to hit follow on your account, there are some really key pieces that you need to have when you're creating that content, okay? Now, quick commercial break here before we go into number two. I'm going to be discussing this on our 3-day Real Simple Video Masterclass 2025 Bootcamp. If you guys took the class in 2023, this new one is completely different, okay? We're going to be doing updated information on what to include in your personal insight content, how to create your personal insight content, how to deliver it in a high-performing reel, how to structure it correctly, how to record your videos. And I'm going to be sharing my screen and showing you step-by-step how to do this in this masterclass. And the best part, guys, it's free. It is free. So if you want entry, make sure to text 727, 727-219 727-2444. Text the word link to 727-219-2444. And you're going to get 2 links in that text message. One is going to be the Facebook group that you're watching this with. And the second one is where you can register for free for this masterclass. We begin on June 9th. Don't miss this. I'm going to be talking about the insights of all of this, all the details. And the goal is going to be to help you create 100 reels by the end of the masterclass. So don't miss this. Okay, now let's dive into this number 2, the second type of really important reel that is going to explode your reach. So talk to camera. Talk to camera. Now, some of you, when I said that, talk to camera, it literally means exactly what it sounds like. You're talking to the camera. Some of you guys are sinking in your chair a little bit and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. You guys, if you want to explode your reach and you really want to like have more people watching your content and have more people follow your content and engage with your content, I want you guys to know how important talk to camera reels are. They are so key. Okay. We talked about in another reel, your fingerprint, right? What personal branding is your fingerprint on steroids. Okay. That means, what does that mean? Everybody has a unique fingerprint, right? That's what makes us all different, right? Aside from our DNA, we're all different because nobody in this world has the same fingerprint. It's the same concept in terms of your personal branding. Just because Betty Sue is delivering a message and you're delivering the exact same message, your message may land deeper and better with her versus this other person who's saying the exact same thing. Why? Because of personal branding. Because that person may develop a better connection with you because of the way you deliver it, your aura, your atmosphere. This is why there's almost 12,000 people in here, right? Because 12,000 of you really like the message that I deliver it and the way that I deliver it. That's why I've got thousands of people on my email list, because many of you on our email list love the way that it's delivered, the information that's given. I'm using that as an example because every single one of you have a personal brand within you. And talk to camera is your fingerprint on steroids. It is your personal branding. It is that thing that makes you stand out from the rest of the internet. It's something that ChatGPT can't give you no matter what you do. Okay, maybe some AI reels, but I mean, guys, just do you. Just be yourself. Just show up on your camera and talk, okay? Yes, it is a skill set, but just like riding a bike, just like driving a car, just like speech, right? Just like brushing your teeth, you start one step at a time, okay? And here basically is the idea of talk to camera reels. It's face to camera. So it's me on my phone and I'm talking for a period of time, okay? Using your original voice, no audio on the video. You are literally talking to the camera, and it can be about anything you want, Think about like when you're posting in your stories and you're just talking to people. That is a reel, believe it or not. Okay. Text overlay and subtitles. So when you are doing your talk to camera, your text should be in a certain position in your reels so that when people are scrolling, they know to stop. They know if this video applies to them, and it'll increase your watch time. And then your subtitles should be positioned in a really good spot also, to where when people are watching your reels, the eyes land in the perfect spot and they can really follow what you're saying and what they're reading. So all of that positioning is important. So some of that technicality, but this is what we're going to teach you in the masterclass. And if you struggle with just like using your voice in video, I'm an introvert, I can't do that. You're talking to an introvert right now, okay? You're talking to an introvert right now. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm going to teach you, okay? The third type of reel, and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? I don't want to make this too long, which, by the way, drop some fire emojis if this is valuable so far. I hope so, okay? The third type of reel, okay? Relatable reels, okay? We've got personal insight reels, talk to camera reels, and the third one is relatable. This is the does anyone else feel like type of reels. This is the I'm going to take you on the journey with me. Does this sound like you, right? Can you relate to this? This is your silly, your lighthearted reels. This is your personality coming out in your content, okay? And for some of you, you might be sitting here thinking, Janet, I don't have a personality. I'm not that interesting. I go to work, I wake up, this is what I do. Well, here's the thing, guys. This is what's so important if it's women watching this, to harness that feminine energy of yours. Because when you're harnessing that feminine energy of yours, your personality will naturally come out. Okay? And this is the stuff that really attracts people to your content and makes them feel like, oh, she gets it. She gets me. Especially for those of you that want to, you love your product, right? It works great for you. It solved your problems, or it looks great on you and you've helped tons of other people with it, but you want to attract a bigger market. You know that there's hundreds of thousands of people that could use your product, right? But for whatever reason, people aren't jumping on. They're not obsessed like you. They're not excited like you. Okay. You got to be able to reach people where they can feel it, not just your commercial. You can't be a commercial on social media anymore. You can't do the 1985 type of commercial anymore. You got to be a little deeper with people. You got to relate to people. Okay. And you can do that across any niche, whether you're selling jewelry, whether you're selling wellness products, or you're selling organizational or cleaning products. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to be able to reach people in a way where you're entertaining them, so it captures their attention and makes them want to watch, but you're also relating to them. Okay. This also means silly and lighthearted content, storytelling content, right? You've heard that before. You've heard me talk about that, but it's like, this is what makes you stand out now. Real life moments, funny content. And for those of you that are hearing the word funny and you're like, I'm not funny. Yes, you are. You can be a funny person. Okay. Everybody has a personality. Every human has variety to them. You have variety. It's just about tapping into your variety. Okay. And we're going to simplify this for you in this free masterclass. So I want to remind you guys, text number 727-219-2444. Text the word link, and you will get a link into the free masterclass. Come and join us, guys. And again, it's a free masterclass. Come and join us. We're going to be diving into how to create these types of reels. And there's actually more. There's more types of reels, and we're going to be simplifying it for you. I'm going to be teaching you exactly what I'm doing on social media. You can follow my Instagram, by the way, Janet E. Parks. And you can see the views, you can see the comments, you can see how my content is performing, okay? And how some of them tend to pop off, some of them don't pop off as much. But what strategy? There's a strategy behind everything that I am doing. There are ways to talk about your business and your products and everything else, right? There are ways to do it without being weird, without being awkward or spammy. And I'm going to teach you exactly what I'm doing that's really, really helping my reach. And I know it's going to help yours as well. Okay. All right, guys, that is all I have for you for tonight. Hopefully that wasn't too long of a training. Hashtag value in the comment section if you found this valuable. If you ended up signing up for the masterclass, or you're going to sign up, drop a comment below. We want to see you there. I'd love to see a few hundred people come and join us. We're really excited about this, and we know, and this is just from personal experience, guys, like, I know the power of reach, okay? The power of reach. If you're running an online social media business, if you're struggling, 9 times out of 10, it is your marketing and it is your reach. It is the amount of eyeballs that land on your content, okay? The more eyeballs that land on your content, that land on your reels, that are able to see your bio, which we're going to talk about. Your bio is the key here to getting followers and getting people who want to follow you along, okay? We're going to talk about how to optimize your bio here. But as long as you have things that are squared away, what you're posting, how you're posting, your bio is aligned, your consistency plan, which, by the way, doesn't have to be 7 days a week like a lot of the gurus tell you. As long as you have some of these figured out, along with these 3 real ideas that I just shared with you, then you have a winning ticket, okay? You have a winning ticket. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope to see you there, and I will see you on the very next training. Thanks for joining us.